What's up everybody, Brad here with the Money Dad channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about Facebook, stock ticker FB. This is a long-term investment for me potentially. I'm not invested in this one yet, but based on all the information that I'm going to be providing you guys in this video, I am going to be making an investment in this stock for the long term for at least most of 2021 and potentially much longer than that. So I have a lot of information to go over in this video. I'm going to be talking about the financials of the company. I'm going to go over some of the industry analyst ratings, and then I'm going to provide my own price target based on this stock chart pattern that you guys see here on this stock chart. Okay, so let's take a look at the financials first, because I think the reason why this company is an $800 billion company already is because it is an absolute profit powerhouse. Look at this little small section right here in TradingView. By the way, guys, I'm in TradingView. It's just tradingview.com. If you guys like this platform, this look, I get a lot of questions about what platform I use. So this is TradingView. Little sidebar over here for Facebook. You can see their financials, a quick little snippet. You can see the yearly breakdowns. You can click over to the quarterlies and look as well. We can click on this more financials button to kind of blow it up and look deeper into the financials if that's your jam, if that's your style. So look at these bars right here. This tells a pretty good story. This is the income statement, right? Overview annually. So 2017, they made $40 billion in revenue and $16 billion in income. So extremely profitable, right? $16 billion of income on 40 billion revenue. That's a great profit, right? 2018, they kick it up to 56-ish billion revenue. 2019, 70 billion. 2020, 86 billion. I mean, they just keep, you can see these are bars, right? They just keep going up. The revenue keeps going straight up. The income keeps going straight up. So they're growing revenue. They are growing income. So, you see with a lot of companies, it's hard to scale. It's hard to increase your revenue and keep your profits, right? Keep your profit margin. A lot of the times companies are either not profitable and they're growing their revenue, or they're profitable and it's difficult to grow revenue without losing some of those profits, right? Because they're growing the revenue, they're growing their expenses, everything's growing, but it's more difficult to scale. It's difficult to have that same profit margin as you get bigger, right? Well, Facebook is showing us, it looks like in 2019, you can see this orange line right here. That is their profit margin. So you can see this major dip right here in 2019. It looks extreme according to this orange line. It's not extreme, guys. Look, in 2017, look at what it says for profit margin: 39%. 2018, 39%. 2019, 26%. And then 2020, 33, basically 34%. This huge dip right here in profit margin, according to this orange line, they were still profitable by 26%. I mean, that is a fantastic profit margin. So this orange line is really not doing this company any justice right here. This is an extremely, extremely profitable company. And they have huge revenues too. And the reason is because, look, they don't have a lot of expenses, right? They have a ton of income and they don't have a lot of expenses. Think about how they generate their money, right? They're putting ads up on Facebook, right? Companies pay them to put ads up on Facebook, right? They don't have a lot of expenses there, so naturally their profits are going to be really high on that kind of income. And I know they have lots of different income streams. They are big into mergers and acquisitions. They're buying a lot of companies, so they have revenues coming from all different angles now, but the bulk of this company is Facebook still, right? The actual platform Facebook and the ads that they run on it, companies that pay Facebook to run ads on their social media platform. So that being the bulk of their revenue, that's the bulk of their income, and it's probably the most profitable part of their business, so that's why their profit margin is so high. Anyway, That's the quick overview on the financials. Extremely profitable company, massive market cap. I still think there's a ton of room for this company to run because of how profitable this company is, and because they keep acquiring more companies. They keep growing through M&A, mergers and acquisition. And I love that about companies that I'm looking to invest in long term, like Apple and Google, and now Facebook, as I'm looking further into them. If you're acquiring other companies that you think can synergize well with your company, it's a great way to grow. For example, when Google acquired YouTube, right? Or when Amazon started their web services, right? I mean, just branching out, creating these side businesses that end up becoming eventually core parts of your business, and just increasing that revenue and profit potential. That's how these big companies keep getting bigger and bigger. So ton of potential here for Facebook going forward. Even though they're a massive company, I still think there's a ton more room to go on this one. Let's look at some of the technical ratings. So TradingView has a buy rating based on the technicals, so good to see there. TradingView agrees with us here. Let's look at bar chart. Bar chart has a buy rating. It's a 56% buy. It's not the strongest buy rating I've ever seen on a bar chart, but it's still a buy nonetheless. It says weakening short-term outlook on maintaining the current direction. Basically, they're saying this thing is getting a little overbought, guys, and they say that down here. The market is approaching overbought territory. Be watchful of a trend reversal, but they do say here long-term indicators fully support continuation of the trend. So they are bullish on this stock long-term, and for the short-term, they're saying, hey, watch out. We're a little overbought. Could see a little pullback here. Okay, so bar chart likes Facebook. You can see down here we've got 33 industry analysts that offer recommendations on the company, and 30 out of the 33 have a strong buy rating. You click on this See More button at bar charts Facebook overview, and you get this page right here. You can look at kind of a breakdown of those 33 ratings from the 33 analysts, industry analysts that cover this stock. So you see the highest analyst on this stock has a price target of $375. It's pretty incredible because Facebook is currently trading at $286 right now as I'm making this video, and the average is $327, which is still very good. That's the average target of these 33 analysts. When we're trading at $286 and the average target is $328, basically, I mean, you got a lot of room to run from here, right? And then we've got a low target of 195. That's probably this strong sell guy, whoever out there thinks that this is a strong sell. Okay, I had to take a break in the middle of that video there to answer a phone call from the wifey. Sorry about that. So trying to pick up where I left off on, we just covered the industry analyst ratings. 30 out of 33 are extremely bullish on this stock and on this chart, so looking very good there. So industry analysts, check. Bar chart rating, check. TradingView rating, check. Over at FinViz, they're also tracking basically the same chart pattern that I'm about to show you guys. There's this giant consolidation phase that's been going on Facebook for about 9 months now, actually, maybe 6 or 9 months, something like that. So it's good to see FinViz also tracking the same pattern that I've been tracking, that I'm going to show you guys right now. Kind of just validates it a little bit more for me. Good to see that. So let's get into the chart pattern that I'm tracking. That is a massive chart pattern. It's been forming for a very long time. It's going to have a significant price target that I'm going to show you guys to the upside, and it's going to take a while to get there because it took a while to form this pattern. But you know, if you guys, if chart patterns aren't your thing, if charts aren't your thing, just know that this is an extremely profitable company. It should be a very good investment for a very long time. That is the gist of this video, but I am going to give a very specific price target based on this chart pattern that is going to be a long-term price target for me for probably most of 2021. So let's jump into it. Okay, so we have this consolidation phase, right? You see this blue line right here. This is our resistance. This blue line down here is our support, and it's created this channel right here, these waves inside. This price action is moving inside of this channel, right? That's been consolidating after this huge run up in price from the March 2020 lows, right? When we had that stock market crash, came all the way down. It looks like it dropped down into the $138 range, and then it's just been ripping to the upside ever since, right? So from March of 2020, we got our highs in August of 2020, right? So that's a good, 5-6 month rip to the upside. You had this little consolidation right here in between, but in general, just an amazing move. And our highs were all the way up there at $304, $305, somewhere in that range. So we haven't reached those all-time highs again yet. That is significant. I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. But this big run right here gives us what's called a flagpole for what we're looking at here. Looks like a bull pennant. You could have said that this is a bearish looking wedge type pattern, but we have a breakout to the upside, so that kind of invalidates that idea there. We have a breakout over this pattern to the upside. Now this blue line right here that was resistance is acting as support. The bearish looking wedge would have seen a breakout through this blue line to the downside. That did not happen. So I think we are looking really good for the long term on this stock chart. So let's go ahead and make that price target based off of the size of this flagpole. It's going to be very significant. You take a new trend line, you start from the bottom of our lows back in March 2020, you trace it all the way up to our all-time high right here in August. You get that flagpole right there, right? We're going to use that to measure our price target to the upside. Before I do that, I want to let you guys know that I am waiting for a little bit of confirmation here. Right, like I said, we haven't reached our all-time high yet. It's in that 304, 305 range. We're currently sitting at 286, and we're starting to curl back down to this blue line right now as I make this video. So there's a couple of things that could happen here that would make me a buyer. We curl back down and touch this blue line, and then curl back up where this blue line acts as support. It kind of acts as a floor for us. All right, so if we come all the way back down to this mid 270s range, maybe 280 to 275, and we just kind of sit there, turn around, and then start to head up, that tells me that this line, this trend line that was resistance, is now acting as support, and it's underneath us, and we're going to head up from there. I will be a buyer if I see that. That's if this stock comes down. If this stock goes up from here, I will be a buyer once we break above our all-time high of $304, $305, right? So once we pass that $305 range, I'm a buyer, right? That's if we go up from here, right? So there's two scenarios that I could see playing out that would make me a buyer. If we head down, hit this floor right here of 275-ish range, and then come back up, I'm a buyer. Or if we head up from here, past 305, I'm a buyer. If we break under this blue line, I don't like that. That doesn't look good for this chart pattern. Doesn't mean that it's not a good company going forward and for all of 2021 and you know, going forward from there. But from this chart pattern perspective, kind of looks like it wouldn't be super bullish in the short to medium term. We might just continue to chop sideways for a little bit. That would be the suggestion there. Anyway, now that I've kind of caveated, you know, where I would be looking to buy, let's get this price target. So we have this massive bull flag, or bull flag pole anyway, right? So we take that flagpole, copy it, paste it. Now we have a copy of it that we place where our new bull trend has started. And it looks like our bull trend is starting right in this range. This looks like a floor right here. So we take this flagpole, we start it right there at that floor, right about there, right? And you can see the time range here for this flagpole is pretty long because it took a long time to create the original flagpole. So when we click on it, you can see it has a timeline target of August. Kind of makes sense because we're starting this flagpole in March of 2021. And remember, I said the lows of March of 2020 is when we started it, and it ended in August of 2020. Kind of makes sense that this time frame now, if we're starting it in March, it's going to end in August, right? So interesting how that plays out. Anyway, this is a massive flagpole, guys, because the flagpole that we originally created was massive. So you got to scroll all. we gotta break this chart way down to get this crazy high price target on Facebook, guys, and it is $419.57. Why don't we just round that up and call it 420? Because that just sounds good, right? Let's call it 420. $420 price target, and it's targeting August of 2021. That is this bull flag, this pattern. That's what this pattern is telling us. Based on this breakout above this trend line right here, we have kind of confirmation. I'm waiting for a little bit more confirmation. Like I was saying, I want to break above this all-time high of $305, or I want to come back down and see this prior resistance act as support. So if we come down, bounce off that and head up, that's going to make me a buyer. Or if we break above 305, that's going to make me a buyer as well. Okay, so I have a price target on Facebook for 2021. Pretty long term here, about 6 months or 5 months of $420. So super bullish. I'm not even in this stock yet, guys. I'm letting you guys know what I see here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're super bullish, or if you see something different on this chart, or if you see something in the company, the financials, the fundamentals, the products, what they're doing. You know, they're in the headlines a lot. You know, social media in general has been in the headlines a lot. So let me know how you guys feel about Facebook or social media stocks in general going forward for 2021. Do you think this is a little too aggressive because, you know, we saw a lot of gains in 2020, so maybe we take a chill here in 2021? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. There's a lot of ways that we can go with this, but I think based off the financials, how I was saying at the beginning of this video, this is an absolute powerhouse of a profit generating machine. I think it's just going to keep going up because of that, but also this chart pattern is extremely bullish for this chart. And we have a breakout already above the resistance. So very good looking chart. Now, all that said, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. This is my opinion only. This is for entertainment purposes only. You know, please don't make any financial decisions based off of what you see in this video. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, and then come back and let me know what you decided. All right, that's all I got, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I do stock chart pattern analysis, stock analysis. I do some live streams where I take your requests and just pull up the charts and give you my thoughts on it. All the above. And if you want to be a channel member, hit that join button. You get to see my trades in real time. All right, that's all I got, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.